Josh Mafia, welcome back to another reaction video.
Yes, Lord.
We back, and today we are reacting to how good were the last 25 Ballon d'Or winners. Feel me? I'm trying to tap in with and learn more football knowledge. You feel me? So we're gonna figure out who the what is it? How good were the last 25 Ballon d'Ors winners? But if you're new to my channel, make sure you're liking the video and subscribing if you haven't already did that. And make sure everybody's locked on my channel. Even pets need to be locked in. Grab your food, your snacks, and beverage, and all things of that. This is a 25-minute video. Might be 26, 27, 28-minute video. But other than that, I'm not wasting my time, and we're gonna see how good these last 25 Ballon d'Or winners are. And let's get some more football knowledge of more football people, and you feel me? But let's get into it.
Award given to the best football player in the world that year. It's the greatest individual award in football, and only a few players ever managed to get their hands on it. But how good were the winners actually? Did they really deserve to win it, or did they rob it from someone else? So we're going to look at the last 25 winners and find out exactly how good these players were. And if we roll back the clock to 1998, a 26-year-old Zinedine Zidane was handed the award whilst playing for Juventus. During the domestic season, he played a total of 48 games, scoring 11 and assisting 15. But Zidane was the type of player that went beyond just statistics because he was renowned for his elegance on the ball, his vision, and his technical ability. With Juventus, he didn't actually win anything but got very close, finishing the Serie A in second place and losing the Champions League final to Real Madrid. But what sealed the award for Zidane were his performances at international level during the 1998 World Cup. Zidane was the best player in his French team as he led them to the World Cup final and then turned up in the biggest game in world football, scoring 2 goals in the final to defeat Brazil 3-0.
Nice.
France to their first ever World Cup title, which is the game that rightfully guaranteed him the Ballon d'Or. But 1 year later, the Ballon d'Or was given to the Brazilian legend Rivaldo whilst he was tearing it up in Barcelona, helping them secure the La Liga title that year. In the 98-99 season, he scored 29 and assisted 18 goals in 48 matches, meaning he had more goal contributions than games that year. In terms of club performances, this year's award could have probably gone the way of David Beckham, who was the star for Man United as he won the treble that year. But Rivaldo gained the edge on international duty as Brazil won the Copa America in that summer, meaning Beckham would only finish runner-up in the ranking. Rivaldo's stellar form all season was alongside his teammate Luis Figo, who would pick up the award in 2000 after an extremely controversial transfer to rivals Real Madrid. But despite winning the Ballon d'Or in a Real Madrid shirt, it's what he did at Barcelona that probably sealed it for him, as that's where he became the best player in the world. One of his Barcelona teammates described playing with Figo like this: "Our plan was simple. Give the ball to Luis, he never ever hit. And that's how they won football matches." Then his move to Real Madrid was part of their Galactico strategy, which saw them scoop up all of Europe's top talents, and it seemingly worked, as the year he signed for Real Madrid, he lifted the La Liga title with them, meaning he won it back-to-back with 2 different clubs, proving that he was the difference, especially in the big moments with crucial goals. But in 2001, the award left La Liga and made its way to the Premier League as Michael Owen became the second youngest player to ever win the Ballon d'Or, being named the best player in the world at only 22 years of age. Owen became only the 4th English player to win the award, beating out Raul, who came in second place. In the Premier League, Owen helped Liverpool finish 3rd place, chipping in with 16 goals and some stellar performances, even landing him the Young Player of the Year award. But what won him his Ballon d'Or was the treble he won. Well, not a real treble, as much as Liverpool fans say it was. More of a baby treble. But anyway, he won the FA Cup, the League Cup, and the UEFA Cup, being at the core of all victories, specifically in the FA Cup final, where he scored 2 late goals to secure Liverpool's comeback against Arsenal, winning the game 2-1. On the international stage, Owen had his best game in an England shirt in a World Cup qualifying match where he was part of a 5-1 demolition of Germany, scoring a hat-trick in this game. Now, there was slight controversy this year, as many argued Raul should have won the award, but I wouldn't consider this a robbery compared to what's coming up later in the video, because there are some serious question marks over the future Ballon d'Or. But in 2002, there was no dispute around who deserved the award, because the Ballon d'Or was handed to Ronaldo Nazario, who made the greatest career comeback ever to win it. Ronaldo started 2002 injured and had been injured for almost 2 full seasons, and it was looking like his career was over at Inter Milan. Towards the end of the 01-02 season, Ronaldo managed to get fit and return back to his best for the end of the season, showing his exceptional dribbling, explosive pace, and clinical finishing once again. These performances were enough to get him a call-up for the 2002 World Cup, which is where he proved himself on the biggest stage of them all. He scored in all of Brazil's group games, the round of 16, and the semi-final. He carried Brazil to the final against Germany, which they won 2-0, where obviously Ronaldo scored both goals to finish the tournament off with 8 goals, as he became the all-time record goal scorer in the competition. This form earned him a Galactico move to Real Madrid, where he scored twice on his debut and continued his scoring form for the rest of the season, which deservedly placed him at the top of that year's Ballon d'Or ranking. But a player who did not deserve the Ballon d'Or as clearly was the 2003 winner, who was the Juventus superstar Pavel Nedved. Now, don't get me wrong, Nedved was a glorious football player and was truly one of the best in the world. His never-say-die attitude and his ability on the ball is what set him apart from most football players and made him a football icon. But he just wasn't the best in 2003. Nedved was instrumental in Juventus' Serie A win and was a key player in Juventus' run-up to the Champions League final, which they lost to AC Milan. But there was one player that year who was arguably even better, and that was Thierry Henry, who was at the peak of his powers for Arsenal, scoring 24 goals and assisting 25, becoming the only player in Premier League history to get 20+ in both goals and assists in a single season. But it looks like he was snubbed for the award.
Why? If he was the only person if he was the only person that did that, then why he didn't get it? Yeah, it seems he was snubbed for sure. That's what it's seeming like.
And this wasn't the only time that he could have won it, because in 2004 there was the same debate around Henry, but this time the award was given to Andriy Shevchenko whilst playing for AC Milan. Shevchenko finished the 03-04 season as the Serie A top scorer and was the main man for AC Milan, lifting the league title in the process. He was rapid, clinical, and somehow was always in the right place at the right time to knock the ball in the net, but many fans still argue that he didn't deserve the Ballon d'Or this year, some going as far to say that he didn't even deserve the top 3, with Thierry Henry, Ronaldinho, and Deco being the 3 players who outperformed him in 2004. Henry went invincible with Arsenal and finished the year as the top scorer in all of Europe. Deco won the treble, including the Champions League with Porto in a fairy tale run, scoring 9 and assisting 25, and Ronaldinho had a debut season in Barcelona like no other, which saw him win the FIFA Player of the Year award. But within just 1 year, Ronaldinho wouldn't care, because he then rightfully won the Ballon d'Or in 2005 as he produced some of the most magical performances football has ever seen. At 25 years old, Ronaldinho was at the peak of his powers playing in Barcelona, scoring 24 goals and assisting 23 throughout the calendar year. If there was ever a player that was more than just statistics, it was the Brazilian magician himself. Every time he stepped foot onto the pitch, he played with a smile on his face and played to entertain. This year, he was the driving force behind Barcelona's La Liga victory, which was their first league title after a long drought in the league. The most memorable match this year was when Ronaldinho faced off against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, and Barcelona beat them 3-0 with 2 goals from Ronaldinho. His performance that day was so spectacular that the Real Madrid fans actually applauded him, which made him only the second Barcelona player to ever receive applause from the Madrid fans. The first was Diego Maradona, placing Ronaldinho in some good company. Interestingly enough, this was also the year that Lionel Messi made his way into Barcelona's first team, who, as I'm sure you know, we'll be speaking about a lot soon. But not quite yet, because 2006 saw Fabio Cannavaro become only the 3rd defender in football history to win the award. Not only was Cannavaro the 3rd defender in history to win the Ballon d'Or, but he's a 5'9" defender, which truly makes his performance on the pitch even more spectacular, as most defenders rely on their size to make the difference, whereas he didn't need all that. He had just mastered the art of defending. He was a rock during the season for Juventus, where they won the Serie A title, although this was later stripped off of him for the Calciopoli cheating scandal. But anyway, that's not where he secured his Ballon d'Or, because that was done in the summer during the 2006 World Cup. At 33 23 years old, Cannavaro captained Italy to a historic World Cup victory, only conceding 2 goals in the entire tournament, one of which was a penalty. Those performances landed him a Galactico move to Real Madrid, and after continuing his form in Spain, he was awarded the Ballon d'Or for being the best player in the entire world, and the last defender we're going to see on this list, because the next Ballon d'Or was given to an attacking midfielder by the name of Ricardo Kaka. The 25-year-old Brazilian was playing at AC Milan, where he reached the pinnacle of his football career. He failed to win the Serie A, but was instrumental in Milan's Champions League run by finishing as the competition's top scorer with 10 goals for the season, and then assisting Inzaghi in the final to beat Liverpool 2-1. Despite not winning the Serie A, he was still by far the best player in the league, causing problems for opposition every time he stepped onto the football pitch.
That was kind of
player in the league.
That was a nice ass kick. He was far as hell too.
He stepped onto the football pitch.
Nice.
Towards the end of 2007, Kaka won the Club World Cup with Milan, but this probably made no difference, as he was set to win the award regardless, thanks to his insane Champions League performances. This year saw Cristiano Ronaldo.
Well, I didn't know of him now, but like he's talking about him, like, you feel me? So he's creating a resume. So I'm like, I'm agreeing with him. You know what I'm saying?
Placed second, and Lionel Messi placed third in the ranking for the award, which was just an early sign of the Ballon d'Or domination that was about to take place over the next decade, because for the next 10 years in a row, either Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo would win the award. But what's interesting is that there are some years that they didn't actually deserve it, and we're going to talk about those very soon, and I'm even going to give my predictions for the next couple Ballon d'Ors, which I'm definitely going to get right. But before that, please subscribe. I really appreciate you guys so much, so thank you. But now we're heading into 2008, and Cristiano Ronaldo is tearing it up in the Premier League, playing for Man United. This was the young version of Ronaldo, who was playing on the wing, and his game was just pure excellence. Pace, power, and skills, headers, free kicks, and long shots. He had it all, and he scored them all. His presence on the pitch is what propelled Manchester United to win the Premier League and the Champions League, with Ronaldo being the star in both title runs. He finished as the Premier League top scorer, equaling the goal record for a single season with 31 goals, and then he also finished as the Champions League top scorer with 8 goals, including one in the final, which finished 1-1 against Chelsea.
I feel that's difficult to, like, what is it? That's difficult to do, kinda. I'm not gonna say kinda, but I feel like hitting it with your head, it's like, that's not something like, I mean, it depends if you was already in, like, it was already doing football and all things like that. But like, if you never did it before, I feel like it'd be more difficult than somebody that's like, I don't know. Let me know. Would it be like difficult for like to hit the score goal with your head, like when you're mid-air? I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't be, but at the same time, it's like you gotta get the angle right.
When the game went to penalties, Ronaldo missed his, but thanks to John Terry's slip, that penalty miss didn't mean anything, and Ronaldo lifted his first Champions League trophy and was then awarded the 2008 Ballon d'Or, beating out second place Lionel Messi. But then in 2009, Ronaldo and Messi switched positions, as Messi won the Ballon d'Or and Ronaldo came in second this year, and the decision for this award all came down to a single match. This was the Champions League final, where Manchester United faced off against Barcelona, and Lionel Messi faced off against Cristiano Ronaldo. Barcelona defeated Man United 2-0, with one of the goals coming from Lionel Messi. This was the third trophy Messi had to win to complete the treble, and he was so clearly the best player in that Barcelona team, as he scored 38 and assisted 14 goals throughout the calendar year. Barcelona went on to win more than just the treble, as in 2009 they also would win the Spanish Super Cup, the UEFA Super Cup, and the Club World Cup, making it 6 trophies for Messi in 2009, which comfortably landed him the top spot in the Ballon d'Or ranking by winning by a record margin of points. But Messi also won it in 2010, making it a back-to-back victory for him. The only thing was, this time, it wasn't such a convincing victory, as many believe he did not deserve the award this year. Lionel Messi had a phenomenal year in terms of output, with 60 goals and 17 assists across 2010, and he also won La Liga. Now, these stats and levels of performance are what won him the Ballon d'Or, and they're hard to argue with. But the issue is that there was a certain Wesley Sneijder playing for Inter Milan who finished in 4th place in the Ballon d'Or ranking, who many believe should have taken home the award. He was the best player in an Inter Milan side who won a historic treble, knocking out Barcelona and his Messi in the process of winning the Champions League. But he was also the standout performer for the Netherlands, who reached the World Cup final that year, but unfortunately lost to Spain thanks to an Iniesta last-minute winner. Sneijder couldn't stack up to Messi in terms of output statistics, but sometimes football goes beyond just numbers. But then again, Messi was a wizard too. Some even argue that either Xavi or Iniesta should have won it this year thanks to their World Cup victory with Spain, but despite the controversy around this year's Ballon d'Or, the 2011 award was a much more clear-cut victory and was yet again won by Lionel Messi.
3 times in a row?
La Liga title and another Champions League victory against Manchester United, where yet again he scored a goal in the final, handing Lionel Messi another Ballon d'Or. Now that's some deja vu. This year, Messi scored 59 goals and recorded 37 assists for club and country, making it a goal contribution every 64 minutes.
Not good.
Cristiano Ronaldo finished in 2nd place in the ranking with 60 goals and 18 assists, making it a goal contribution every 65 minutes, meaning Messi edged him out by a minute on that stat. By this point, Messi was performing at a level that football hadn't seen before, and things would only get crazier for the Argentine superstar, because in 2012, Messi won his 4th Ballon d'Or in a row, but with the most ridiculous season a football player has ever had. Lionel Messi scored 91 goals in the calendar year, breaking
almost
the record
100
held by
ball.
Gerd Müller, which was 85 in a year. This was a football record that will probably never be broken because it is truly an extraordinary feat. But not only did he score 91 goals, but he also chipped in with 22 assists, meaning that throughout 2012, he registered a goal contribution every 53 minutes, which is almost 2 every single game. He won La Liga and the Copa del Rey, but missed out on the Champions League this season. Cristiano Ronaldo yet again came in 2nd place, but he still had a phenomenal year, scoring 63 goals and making 13 assists in 71 games. But now at this point in time, the GOAT debate we know between Messi and Ronaldo wasn't as strong of a debate because Messi was leading Ronaldo 4-1 in Ballon d'Ors, but in 2013, Ronaldo was going to start to make a comeback, even though this was yet again another controversial Ballon d'Or victory. In 2013, a 28-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo played 59 games where he scored 69 goals and recorded 13 assists. He was truly on fire this year, but despite his individual brilliance, he won no trophies with Real Madrid, and even though the Ballon d'Or is an individual award, it seems to take trophies into account in a big way. So when Franck Ribéry finished the year with the Bundesliga and the Champions League being their best player, racking up 34 goal contributions throughout the year, many fans and even Franck himself believed he should have won the award. He didn't even finish runner-up because that was Lionel Messi, who despite being injured for a portion of the season, still performed at his usual world-class level. In 2022, Ribéry was asked about his Ballon d'Or snub, and he said this: "It was unfair. It was an incredible season for me, and I should have won it. They extended the time for votes, and something strange happened. I felt that it was a political choice. This year split very evenly, with Ronaldo gaining 28%, Messi with 25%, and Ribéry with 23% of the votes." But in 2014, Cristiano won the Ballon d'Or yet again, but this time by a more convincing margin, as he gained 38% of the votes, whilst 2nd and 3rd place Lionel Messi and Manuel Neuer only gained 16% of the votes each. Yet again, Ronaldo was on fire this year as he scored 61 goals and got 20 assists in 60 games of football, meaning he was scoring over a goal per game. He was particularly on fire in the Champions League as he broke the record for most goals scored in a single season with 17 goals for the campaign, leading Real Madrid to the final and then scoring the last in a 4-1 win over Atletico Madrid to lift the trophy. There was also a World Cup played this year, but Ronaldo and Portugal didn't really perform as the final was between Argentina and Germany, which Germany won. And probably since the Ballon d'Or can be strongly influenced by the World Cup winners, if Messi won that final, he'd have won the Ballon d'Or that year. But that was fine for him because the following year, he did win it, making it his 5th Ballon d'Or at just 28 years old. With new coach Luis Enrique and with the greatest best front three in Europe.
They just collecting these bitches like they trophies or something. Well, they think they are trophy, but like they collect them like they just like, oh yeah, I can get that shit. You feel me? Which they can.
In football, Messi was ready to take back his spot as the best football player in the world. Messi won a total of La Liga and the Copa del Rey, the Champions League, the UEFA Super Cup, and the Club World Cup, and he was at the forefront of each of these victories as he scored 52 goals and got 26 assists that year. This year, we saw Messi sit Boateng down in the Champions League with one of the most iconic goals of his career, along with his insane solo dribble against Bilbao in the Copa del Rey final.
How did it fit through
goal
there?
Statistics this year, but again, the trophies make a big difference to this award, and now Messi was leading Ronaldo 5-3 in Ballon d'Ors, which meant Cristiano had to turn it up in 2016, which is exactly what he did, because come the end of the year, he was lifting his 4th Ballon d'Or award. At 32 years old, Cristiano Ronaldo lifted his 3rd Champions League trophy, scoring 16 goals in the competition and even scoring the winning penalty in the final against Atletico Madrid. But this year, Ronaldo did something that he had never done before because he camped in Portugal to the Euros final, and then despite having to leave the pitch in the first half of the game due to injury, Portugal managed to win the Euros against France, landing Ronaldo his first ever international trophy, and that is surely what sealed this Ballon d'Or for him, which I don't think anybody could argue with. And then, just the next year, Ronaldo secured his 5th Ballon d'Or, making it a back-to-back victory for the Portuguese goat. This year saw Ronaldo win 4 trophies, being La Liga, the UEFA Super Cup, the Club World Cup, and of course, the Champions League, where he showed up when it really mattered. 5 goals across 2 legs in the quarterfinals against Bayern Munich, a hat-trick in the semi-final against Atletico Madrid, and then a brace in the final against Juventus, meaning Ronaldo really was a big game player this year. But he didn't just perform in the big games, because he performed all year round, with 53 goals and 12 assists.
His stats is always up there, no cap.
Yet again, he finished the year with more than a goal contribution per game, and nobody could dispute he deserved the award this year. But in 2018, there was a bit of a dispute surrounding the winner, because Luka Modric was named the best player in the world this time around, with a team that consisted of both Cristiano Ronaldo and Luka Modric. Now, Modric was the best midfielder in the world this year, hands down, but the debate was between him and his teammate Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, if we're talking purely on club performances, Ronaldo should have won the award, as he was yet again the driving force behind Real Madrid's Champions League success.
Six are
with 49
insane.
goals and 13 assists for the year, as compared to Modric's 3 goals and 11 assists. Now, obviously, we can't compare like with like stats, because the things Modric did on a football pitch couldn't be quantified with numbers. He is a magnificent midfielder and truly one of this generation's great players. But what probably tipped the odds in Modric's favor was the World Cup in the summer, where Croatia made an unlikely run to the final. They received the Golden Ball for being the best player in the World Cup, and it's these World Cup performances that are the reason he beat Ronaldo to the award this year. It was also nice to see an ex-Spurs player being named the best player in the world, which means that after about a decade away from the club, he finally got all the Spurs out of him. But anyway, moving on to 2019, Lionel Messi won his 6th Ballon d'Or, but yet again, this one was filled with extreme controversy, and it probably shouldn't have gone his way. In fact, he only won the voting this time round by 7 points, as he finished with 686 points, and second place Virgil van Dijk finished with 679 points. So how good was Messi this year? Well, he was pretty good, as has just become normal for Messi, racking up 50 goals and 18 assists in 58 appearances for the year. Lionel Messi also lifted La Liga yet again, meaning this was not a bad season at all for him. But the debate came about because Virgil van Dijk had one of the best years any defender has ever had. He went an entire year without getting dribbled past once, and in the process lifted the Champions League with Liverpool, actually knocking out Messi in the semi-finals. He would have become only the 4th defender to ever win it, but it just didn't go his way this year, which was much better than the outcome in 2020, because it went nobody's way, as this year's award was cancelled due to the pandemic. So there's not really much to say on it besides the fact that this award should have definitely gone the way of Robert Lewandowski. So we'll count it as his award in our heads even if he has no award in hand. But in 2021, the Ballon d'Or returned and yet again, Lionel Messi won the award. And yet again, this was a controversial victory because Robert Lewandowski should have really won it this year. Lionel Messi won another Copa del Rey, but also lifted the Copa America this year before making a move to PSG to end the year in Paris. He finished the year with 43 goals in 61 appearances, but Robert Lewandowski really blew him out of the water this year as the Polish striker scored 62 goals in all competitions for Bayern Munich, lifting the Bundesliga in the process, as he was not just the best striker in the world, but the best player. Now, maybe we all just got so used to the levels Messi used to be at, and he set his standards so high that he's caused people to think like this, but that's the price of being one of the GOATs, I guess. Okay, now 2022 saw a new first-time winner in Karim Benzema, who everyone agreed deserved to win it this year. 44 goals in 46 matches saw him lift La Liga, the Champions League, the Spanish Super Cup, and the UEFA Super Cup. After years of being second and even third at Real Madrid to Ronaldo and Bale, Benzema finally got his time to shine as he formed a killer partnership with Vinicius Jr., and together they dominated football. Benzema scored 15 goals in the Champions League with a crucial 95th minute winning penalty against Man City in the semi-finals, not to mention a couple of hat tricks against Chelsea and PSG. But now we head into 2023, and for the 8th time in this video, we're going to talk about Lionel Messi as he lifted yet another Ballon d'Or this year. A now 35-year-old Lionel Messi spent the first half of the year playing in Paris before making the move to Inter Miami. He finished 2023 with 28 goals and 12 assists in 44 games, but this year's Ballon d'Or was handed to him off the back of his World Cup win with Argentina as he made history completing football, scoring 7 goals and providing 3 assists in the tournament. Now, the World Cup was in 2022, but since it was so late in the year being played in December, they seemingly took it into account for the 2023 award, because if not, this award definitely should have gone to Erling Haaland, who broke all Premier League goal-scoring records in his first season in Manchester and also guided Man City to the treble, becoming only the second ever English team to do that. But I'm sure if he keeps playing in this Man City team and performing at this level, it's inevitable he'll win it sooner or later. Now heading into 2024, who's going to win it? My guess is Vinicius Jr. He's been world-class this year and really deserves it. Then I'd say 2025 goes the way of Kylian Mbappe after he finally gets out of Paris and steps.
I know him. I know the previous two people.
But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, you should check out the one on the screen now because it's even better. I promise.
All right, Josh Mafia. That is the end of how good were the last 25 Ballon d'Or winners. But hey, I'm getting my football knowledge up there a little bit at a time, you feel me? But if you made it to the end of the video, make sure liking the video and subscribing if you haven't already subscribed. And make sure everybody locked in my channel, even in PS need to be locked in. And let me know your thoughts on this video down below in the comments. And if you want me to react to any other videos, put it down below in the comments too. And if you have any other football people you want me to react to, or search up and just react to a video in general on them, put it down below. But other than that, Josh Mafia, my goal is to build a big community of brother and sister, which I call Josh Mafia. And I love y'all as family, no cap. Hey, the grind don't stop, you feel me? It is literally, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, but that don't matter, you feel me? That don't matter. But hey, the grind don't stop, as I said. And I love you as family. But other than that, I don't know what the next video is going to be, but it's going to be a banger movie, a cinema. All things of that, but hope you enjoyed this video of me reacting to this, the Ballon d'Or winners. But hey, I'm trying to just make my way into the football community and just learn more about football, you feel me? But I figured out Neil is it's 0, I'm pretty sure. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong down below, but hey, I'm getting football, my football knowledge up, you feel me? But other than that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Live out, Josh Mafia.
Ballin', dreaming, talking.